so much pressure, so much at stake. You want to succeed. No one wants to walk away with very little, if not nothing, at the end of this. Are you willing to try something new at this point? We must get the win.
We're hitting the final stretch to get towards champs. Look how close it is! They've got nowhere to run! And that might be the moment that decides this game.
Absolutely perfect.
We got one event next week, and then we got champs coming up.
God, this is insane. What a round!
We're so close to the end of the season. You know, this is the event. And then boom, playoffs and champs.
Can they clutch up and go big? You gotta go! This is dangerous. He's gonna get caught, but they line up for Scuff. And Scuff, the king. Envoy is going off. Pristini gets the kill. They're gonna keep on charging straight into Acides. Formal hits the shot. Chicago, come and dominate. That is sensational from OpTic. Kenny lighting it up at range.
Absolutely ripping his way through those players. The kills just don't stop for Dashi.
OpTic Gaming have done it. And it's Slasher. And suddenly the sweep comes in from OpTic.
TJ, the shots, he's only gone and got it.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Call of Duty League. As the night is happening here in Toronto, we do have our final match coming your way. And it is going to be Chicago versus OpTic Gaming. Someone is going home tonight. Who is it going to be? Here to talk about all of that and more, we do have Maven and Merc, the two gorgeous gentlemen to my right. Gents, lovely to have you back with me. Big matchup coming forward for both of these teams. Chicago I want to touch upon first, of course, because if Chicago wins this, we could actually be having an Atlanta FaZe Chicago round 2. And we know how the first round went. Not so great. I'd hope we have a better matchup going forward. But Maven, would you like to see that dream become a reality tonight?
Yeah, I'd love to see that again, but I can't help but finding myself almost caring less about the impact of it within this tournament and more if they can get into a top 2 seed for champs and get an extra bye. I think the big story for me here is both teams and how these results impact the playoffs. Now, I know it. Yes, that matchup is great. We want to see it again. Hopefully it's a battle, but my vision is more on champs. It's that time of year.
I feel he's got his shirt on today, folks. He's down to business. He's not messing around tonight, okay? He's not messing around tonight.
Listen, I'm down to see it. Hopefully it's a hell of a lot better than last week, because that 3-0 was terrible. It was great for Chicago, but all the hype around it, holy smokes. Yeah, so if we do see it, it better be better.
It better be better. Joe has said it, everybody. No, absolutely. I just want to talk about, of course, Chicago and how they have performed so far this weekend. Some disappointing stuff. They got reverse swept by Toronto Ultra. Now, I don't know if there's something in the Lake Ontario water or what for Toronto Ultra, but they managed to do it to Chicago. And coming into this one, I'm going to have a look at the game fuel keys to victory and what these guys actually have to do to try and take this over the line against OpTic Gaming. Maven, what is going to be coming our way tonight?
Let's go through Chicago. For the Huntsmen, their keys to victory: Formal and RCs need to win the battle versus OGLA's SMGs. They need to return to top form and dictate the pace. Huntsmen, when they're in top form and firing on all cylinders, we know they can be dominant in every single game mode. They are, for me, the key to victory. You are the better team here. Without question, there can be no argument made. You are the better team here. Play your game, get the W. You should be able to dominate this.
Okay, seal the deal. Simple enough. Okay, game fuel keys to victory for OpTic Gaming. Joe, what can these guys do to actually beat the better team?
Well, I mean, it's going to be tough. We know it is. Yeah, in the Seattle series, their subs are on point. Kenny had a great series. Draza has been an absolute beast. And they need to utilize that SMG aggression and turn that into control. Allow Hollow to get set up in a position, Slasher to get set up into positions. But for me yesterday, I talked about it. There is a lot of pressure, I think, on the newcomers, obviously, and I think they've been playing pretty well. But for me, it's about Kenny and TJ. If Kenny and TJ can hit the form that we know that where the form where they've been some of the best players in the world, OpTic can be a great team, but they need to be more consistent. We saw it a little bit earlier versus Seattle. Can they do it though versus a top 4 team in Chicago?
That is the question, Joe. That's the exact question we're asking tonight. Let's talk about right now predictions brought to you by Sony's Xperia smartphone. I need your smart prediction, Maven. What are you going with?
I think if this were a different time in the year, I'd probably go Huntsmen 3-0, just smoke them. But I think because the amount of pressure on OpTic right now to trying to get in the top 8 and avoid just starting a loser's bracket where you lose once and you're done at champs, I think they're playing with a little more fire. Like, I know that this is important for Huntsmen too, to try and get the top 2, but I feel like you're playing for more right now if you're OpTic. So I think this might go the distance. I'm going to go with Huntsmen 3-2. We'll see. They are the better team for sure.
Okay, Joe, are we agreeing with your fellow friend?
He wanted so bad to pick OpTic. He was like, I really want to pick OpTic.
I don't need Scumpy fan 223 to be in my mentions trying to drop kick me. But no, I mean, is it possible? Yes, but Huntsmen are the better team. They should take it.
I went with Huntsmen 3-1. I love what I've been seeing from OpTic. I wish if this was their roster a month ago, I think they could have some improvements and really be a scary team come champs time. It just, for me, we saw yesterday versus Toronto, still just some small mistakes. And we talk about small mistakes. Who's going to take advantage of that? It's one of the best teams in the world. So I went with Chicago 3-1.
Lovely, Joe. I couldn't agree more with you, pal. I went 3-1 also.
We're just on the same. We're on the same point.
We are, mate. We're wearing the same thing. We're thinking
the same thing.
You guys keep matching.
Like, I need to get in. What do we got? Like
Maven,
cream and white going on?
Shall I cast this next game? We're feeling the vibe here tonight, okay?
Yeah.
No, I went 3-1. I think Huntsmen are gonna take this one. I just think OpTic Gaming, they will take a map. I'm not sure I'm seeing the whole distance of this game 5, but I have been told the game is starting, so I'm going to shut up right now. I'm going to hand it over to Baldashi and Master Merc to take this one away, lads, for the end of the night.
Oh, well, that compliment was a lot better when he wasn't on the bench. But Dashy, Bruce, I still love you. You're gonna be back. You're gonna be back with a fire. I know it. But for this series, I'm excited. There's so much on the line for either team. I think a bit more you could argue for OpTic, obviously. But the history between a lot of people between these two organizations, as you said, the rivalry is back with the old OpTic, with what people like TJ and Kenny and Slasher were able to do to upset some of those dynasties, and now with the move for Hector and Scump, like there's a lot of interesting storylines here. They're playing for a lot comes champs time. Joe, I can't wait. I'm ready to rock.
No, this could be a banger. I mean, we've seen OpTic take Florida to a Game 5 round 11, right? Like, they've just had some tough competition these last couple of weekends. They got another tough one here. They're playing teams close, but it's just, you can see them the small mistakes that they need. It feels like they need a little bit more time, but hey, like I said, if the individuals can perform the way that they have in the past, they can take this one.
Well, Huntsman 7-1 on this map and mode. They've only lost it once. That bodes pretty well for them. But off the opening break,
it's a good map.
Yeah, no, it is a very, very good map for them as well. Start off with Huntsman's pick, as everyone vies for position mid-map for the hard point. Huntsman, we're in a pretty good position for next, but I think it was Draza that was able to get a kill. Pristini trying to work on the trades. This is the big position on the map for next. Kenny's going to come in with the help. Huntsman will get into the hard point, but that top right, cave side east, all OpTic Gaming for now. Are they going to give up a healthy chunk of time, as there's 30 or so seconds that were remaining when they got in?
No, I don't think so. It looks like they're going to put a little bit of pressure on this. They had mid-cave control. You still have TJ on that side. He's going to come on through. Maybe try to contest. Slides on in with that M4. It looks like right now we have 3 to 4 M4s on both sides. But yep, Envoy doing what he does best. He sneaks through. The squad spawns come in, and that is tough. Can't allow that to happen.
And that's, again, just one of those things where OpTic need to clean it up. Simply too easy to get the flip for Huntsman. Great play out of Envoy. Huntsman now in control of cave side east, with RC's leading the way so far at 6-4. King Scump's POV for now as he tries to hold this mid-cut. Not able to hold it for long as the nade and the gun combo comes in, and TJ take him down. Over to Pristini's POV now. Crisp headshots on to Hollow. His head. Hollow after That nice kill from Pristini. And they're going to lock up all this time.
Yeah, OpTic might throw one more push on this. Maybe just try to get these player off. Rammaza, he's going to push on through, but Pristini's ready for it. 5-2 start for him on a 4 spree. Slasher on the other side, he had a 4 spree of his own. Those players, though, they're going to run into each other, and Pristini comes out on top.
Just not able
So
to.
we are looking at this. I see Rammaza with a. Is it all M4s for OpTic Gaming? Do they have 5? And I don't know what happened to Kenny. Did he fall off? But OpTic might have 5 M4s right now.
We'll try and keep an eye on the kill feed to see what they're rocking for now. But Hollow's M4 has lit up 3 in a row now as they look to lock down Soccer Field.
Right,
okay, so he's back to the MP5. He has picked one up off the ground to get a couple of key kills in transition. But with 63 points posted for Huntsmen. Scratching their way back into it, clawing their way back into it is OpTic. It was a multi-kill for TJ before he fell. But this has been a very good hold through the first 30-35 seconds so far at Soccer Field. Huntsmen really haven't been able to get close. But now as they find 4 kills, that should be the chance for them to collapse on through. Try to get him out, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, let them have it if you're OpTic, but you all 4 go dead, and I think it was Arcee's on the flank who find 2 kills around that well. You see the position of number 2, you see the position of number 1, that dangerous assault rifle duo. Informal Arcee's going to set up for Cave Side West. 3 going to go down. They're going to be the only 2 in the area right now. You have a pinch coming in from TJ, number 7, but the spawns are there, so someone's going to pick this on up. And it just feels like, again, you're a little late on that rotation.
Yeah, well, a lot of times,
OpTic Gaming.
Whoever wins Cave throughout the course of the game wins the map, and Huntsman did a great job on Cave Side East. Now trying to do the same thing on the west side of things. Arcee's shot on point. Unfortunately, shots on point to one of his teammates in Envoy, but now he tries to get a little bit aggressive, trying to get in behind one. He's able to do that 5 in a row before he drops. 14-9 for him. On the other side, matching pace, we'll go to TJ. 3 in a row for him at 13-9. But, well, the guy we just talked about, Arcee's able to put him to bed before he can get back into the play.
Yeah, but TJ actually found 3 kills and was able to flip the spawns. You'd see where they're spawning as they try to get up for next, but I mean, you already have a presence over here. If you're Chicago, like, Pristini's going to get all this time. Well, TJ's going to find out. Okay, there's already 3 or 4 over here. Kenny trying to stay alive back broken. Scump's going to find a kill. And this is actually great because they committed to this rotation so early. Chicago were able to rotate on over. They're finding the kills. You're on 6 in a row as a squad, and guess who's in the kill?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love. I mean, when you don't technically have the rotation, and 10 seconds go by, and OpTic was never able to actually get into the point. So Huntsman, such a good job. 5 in a row for Arcee's again before he falls. 19-10 start. One of the best M4s in the game. And it's crazy to think earlier in this year when he was mostly MP5. Seems like he's been more and more comfortable and just a force to be reckoned with on the map.
Yeah, he was very excited about the meta change. I think Chicago was excited about the meta change, right? Sure. I mean, even Pristini being able to rock one a little bit more. You can just see the power that they have when you have multiple M4s on the map. But OpTic going to be down about 90 points. So we head back towards the middle of Village after this first rotation. But yeah, I mean, it's just those 2 cave hills. So you did a great job at Soccer Field, but the rotation's a little late.
OpTic don't have a point in Cave. Like, they haven't done anything. Like, it's just been so dominated by Huntsmen, and they should have been in a good position for Cave Side East the first time through, but it was Envoy making the play. Can they clean it up this time around? They can clean up Caves. They might be able to put themselves in a good spot to mount this comeback, but as you look at the minimap, for now, it's all of Huntsmen there. It's all of Huntsmen spawning inside a Cave. If you're OpTic, you have to get a majority of this time, and so far they're doing a good job of that. And then can maybe somebody make a play like we saw Envoy do? Is anyone going to try and sneak through and get behind? But look at that number 1. Look how deep Formal is already set up to make sure a play like that doesn't happen.
There's going to be pressure here. And at least, like you said, you're getting a lot of the time. They were at 54 points. This is going to be about 50 seconds. You're at the middle hill, going to bring them in about 30-35 points. But can they get a break now? You see the line of green arrows just locking it in. Inside the hill is going to be Pristini. We saw what he did from this position last time through. Inside the smoke, Rammaza. He's going to have Envoy. But it doesn't matter because the M4s are set up all the time coming in.
And Pristini was huge in this point last time around. Doing it again here. 3 in a row. 20 and 13. Make it 4. Make it 5. Not going to be a 6 as the trade finally comes in behind Kenny, but a great play there from Pristini. Still not a point on the board for OpTic Gaming inside of Caves. Will it change here? Can they finally get in? They're so close to doing it, but not able to get through as the spawns are still close for Huntsmen. They'll rally back in. Now OpTic going to have to be great at soccer field once again.
Yeah, I mean, without soccer field, without that first hill we just watched, they would not be in this game at all. It has been all Chicago.
And it's still a blowout as of now.
Yeah, right, exactly. Can Chicago try to break through? But this is where OpTic was great. They did lock them in, and maybe with the 3-4 M4 setup, it's a little bit easier to do so, right? Because it's easier to watch these longer sight lines that you have, like Kenny's doing right now. Nice shots on a Pristini. Somebody's got to get on the time now. It looks like someone just rotated in. That's going to be Slasher. Formal's going to be there. They're able to get out. They're going to get mid-map control. That's going to be 4 dead behind Scumps 2 with the M4.
That should be an opening to pinch through Spiral. But RC just wants to pick up the players off the spawn for now. Just trying to get into a good position. Not able to connect on the shots. It's Draza that will get the kill. A great soccer field hold again from OpTic, at least so far. A little bit scrappier, though, and Envoy, well, he's going to get the clearance with 20 seconds left. Now, what does OpTic opt to do off spawn? Looks like they're going to be rotating into cave side. They have to be better this time around. Formal's going to be the first one there for Huntsman, but there's a legion of OpTic players here, and Formal already blown off the map.
Yeah, but you're going to be over 200. Envoy on a spree right now. He's locking down middle of the well. You see what he's doing, number 3. He's just trying to be annoying, trying to deal with those spawning up, and is TJ going to be ready for this? He's not. And here comes the pinch. Now, guess what? Someone has to come off rotation. That's Kenny, and he loses that one. TJ, you're going to spawn up, get another shot. Not to happen. He runs out of ammo, and there's going to be the pinch. There's going to be the break.
Envoy making plays everywhere. The early rotation to Cave Side East. The dominant flake on Cave Side West. Envoy going big for the squad. 8 in a row for him. Make it 10 as they line up now into double digits as Envoy is doing it all. And RC's right there with them. 34 and 18, 5 in a row. But we got to focus on the spree for Envoy. What a master class performance it was. Finally, he drops, but not before the damage is done. 20 points now needed for Huntsman.
Well, OpTic going to rotate over towards Cliff Path. Going to give up the scrap time, but Chicago, again, they don't really need to fight for mid-map control like we normally see. They're going to have position here. Hollow's going to be set up. RC's was ready for it. He read it, but Hollow's going to take him down. A very quick trade. But here comes the push towards the front. Okay.
Well, the push so far seems to be effective, but it's Draza still doing everything he can to try and hold it off. He was able to take down 2 before he fell, but still so many players here from Huntsman. Still time to get in, time to close out the game if they can get through. A couple wallbang shots in. The Simtek's able to finish it. But they've done a good job on this particular point. Like it's been OpTic set up early, but it just hasn't been that clean. Like Huntsmen have gotten entry kills, they've been aggressive, they've gotten them out of the point on multiple occasions. Yes, OpTic are able to bounce back on this particular hard point, but still so much work to do. Draza, a madman as he's gonna take down 4 as he's flying through Huntsman. But will that be enough? Because it's all gonna come down to this. They need to be perfect here at mid-map town center and in transition to Cave Side East, because only 19 points needed for Huntsman. Can OpTic pull off the unthinkable?
Well, and they had to go all the way around. You saw what they did, and well, Huntsman realized, okay, we're just going to push through towards Cave Side East, because like you said, they're going to have to do 2 things at once. Behind the 4 dead, it's going to make it very difficult to do. You had TJ who's pushing on through, but listen, you got to get Chicago off the hill. You got to get them off. Here comes the flood through the cave. Hollow's able to trade that. That's going to make it a neutral. It's going to be so difficult to not allow them to get 10 seconds at both of these.
And the good thing for Huntsman, as long as OpTic don't get a majority of this time, they won't be able to win it at the next point. Kenny with a nice win. You can still close it out if you're Huntsman. You can still get it done, but OpTic have done enough to extend this game. But again, the big thing, they will not be able to win it at the next point. Set up there early, though, will be TJ. TJ's got to go big, able to take down 1, but Pristini will get the better of him. Now having to wrap on over, I think, is going to be Kenny. Kenny and 2 members trying to rotate over. This will be the first points they've been able to get inside of Cave Side East, but still just 6 points needed for Huntsmen. Can they close it out here? They've done such a good job holding this point. Now can they do an excellent job breaking the point? Envoys just can't quite connect on the shots, but RC is able to do it. Still, though, can't get through the defensive setup from OpTic Gaming.
And I think, like you said, I think the saving grace for Chicago is going to be the fact that they're going to have to rotate the soccer field again.
No,
right?
If you got to like 205, 210, if you were OpTic, like this would be very scary for Huntsmen.
Yeah, and now they're just getting set up. You already have Formal who's watching Cliff Path at #1, and somehow, maybe behind that, they're going to have to try and get out. You see Draza, he's going to be on the fly. Kenny as well right behind him. Him and TJ trying to get yellow control, but RC's is ready for it. Draza, though, I think Draza got through. Draza did get through. TJ, he's not going to know where Formal is. Draza's going to have to go big on this rotation.
Can he do it? He's had so many big plays in his young career in the Pro League.
Got to do it again. He's got to win another one.
He's going to try and go massive. It's Formal on the other side of the smoke, just trying to finesse and play his life, but a stun does come in. Just trying to get out, trying to get away with his life. Does he stay alive long enough? I don't think he's going to be able to do it. OpTic's got to sprint. OpTic's got to go. Not going to get there in time as Huntsmen gets the victory, 250 to 233 to push out to 8-1 on Azhir Cave Hardpoint, but props to OpTic. They made it close. They made it stressful, and they almost pulled off the unthinkable. But Huntsmen, simply too strong. They'll get the W.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, you're seeing moments where they're playing really, really well, but it was just right in the beginning. As soon as that flip comes in, those early mistakes, the comms have to be on point, but we're going to take a look at our stats now. RC's leading the way with 44 kills.
That's a map. That's a map.
For Chicago. On the other side, I mean, Draza, 36 leading the way with the MP5. Insane stuff out of him.
Yeah, we haven't really seen that a ton on this map. I mean, I know Simp obviously has had some crazy games here. He's set the record throughout the year, but usually just so dominated by those M4s. But what a map when it was. I mean, I thought it was a risk of a blowout so many different times where Huntsmen were going to run away and get a 100-point plus win, but OpTic kept it scrappy. They made some clutch plays down the stretch, but simply not enough. And that's why I pointed out twice. I thought if they could just get to like a little over 200 points, they might be able to seal the Cave Side East, but they couldn't get to that. But now let's take a look at a replay. It's going to be Envoy when he goes on that tear. He's on an 8 spree now, and 9 and 10 just line up for him perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, this just all started right when he's over well side. And basically what his job is to lock the spawners in from OpTic Gaming and give his teammates a 4 versus 3 advantage on the hill. Not only does he do that, he gets more than that. He's able to find those kills. Then he gets through the hill. He flips the spawns. I mean, he literally did it all.
No, yeah, and I know RC's like he drops 44 and he was a beast on the map. But think about Envoy. He goes -2. Okay, fine. But he had what? The flip on the Cave Side East the first time through. He had the flank on Cave Side West the second time to get them in and get the break behind, I believe, a triple kill. That was disgusting. Then he has what? The 12 spree. Like there were so many key moments for Envoy where he just went nuts. And yeah, you look at it, you say, oh, he went negative. But you got to highlight the big moments he has as we now take a look at the U.S. Air Force quick scope as these two teams stack up.
Yeah, it's pretty one-sided. I guess one nice thing for OpTic, their Hardpoint's been pretty solid throughout the year, but a lot of different roster iterations. I'm just not able to get it through. On the opposite side, you're looking at the best Hardpoint team in the league, 33 and 16.
There's pretty solid, and there's really good.
They've been a top 4 team all year.
Yeah. I love how you said it. They've been pretty solid in Hardpoint. Yeah, pretty solid, just doesn't always match up that well against the best. As Huntsmen have been so good in Hardpoint all year long, but now maps and modes by U.S. Air Force. You already saw the Azhir Cave Hardpoint. Next, we go to Rammaza Search and Destroy. I know Slasher has had some wild clutches and some crazy moments on this particular map. Huntsmen have been improving so much in their Search and Destroy since the addition of Pristini and since the time they put into that. Cinder's talked about the fact that they've been solid all year. They've had some close losses, but now it seems they've finally been clicking. Excited to see how they do in this game too.
Yeah, and we know Rammaza, right? We watched it twice where Chicago played New York. The first time around, it was all Chicago with clutch after clutch after clutch, and I think the second time through was when New York beat them. So we've seen it a couple of times. This is a solid map for it's a decent map for both of these teams. For Chicago, 2 and 3 overall. for OpTic Gaming 3 and 4. This is probably one of Chicago's weaker search and destroy maps when you talk about how good they've been this year.
True, but yeah, it's like they've been good in spots, right? Like, there hasn't really been anyone that's been good all year long in search. I mean, I guess Empire, maybe. Like we talked about it a bit on contesting the point, but it's like teams have these events, like a couple in a row where they're hot and great in search, and they go through a slump. Like, no one's really hit form all year, and now's where you need that stretch of a couple really good events in Search and Destroy, because Champs is around the corner, and this is the final home series event. But now map 2, OpTic Gaming, Huntsmen. Time to fight it out on Rammaza, as we're going to kick it off from the Huntsman POV. Envoy, a hero at multiple times through the map 1. Let's see if he make the plays in Search and Destroy, because I'll tell you what, when they weren't playing that well in Search, he bailed him out in a lot of situations.
And this is going to be a very fast B execute for OpTic Gaming. They take bottom cafe control. Draws is just going for it. He's just playing it. And that is one thing. With Draws and Hollow on this roster, Slashers need to take it down. It feels like their Search and Destroy is a little bit cleaner. It feels like they've been on point a little bit more. We've seen some insane stuff from Draws and Hollow.
2 players to watch for sure, but it's Envoy with the first blood. Now Draws to the guy you mentioned, able to take down 1, but Envoy now with his 2nd kill in the game. Envoy with his 3rd of the round as Envoy play after play, able to stay up as well. Can he tack any more onto this? But they've got to work on this defuse. TJ able to make the play. Going to be a 2 versus 3. Now just 12 seconds left. Scump is going to hop onto it. Can anyone get the angle? Not going to happen as everyone is dropped. Envoy, what a round it was for him. 4 of the 5 kills for Huntsman and just enough time for the defuse.
And listen, the smoke goes down, and the way Draza plants that is to set up Kenny and to set up that, right? We're seeing that a little bit more where players are deciding where we want to plant the bomb. We're seeing on Gunrunner from Dallas. We saw right there from OpTic Gaming. Usually it's on the backside. It's safe. You know, they can't kill me from the window from up top. But in this smoke, they're going for the gamble to set up the success, you know, for your team. So it's tough to defuse. But Envoy, he just takes over that round.
Yeah, he certainly did, Joe.
Makes it look easy.
Certainly did. He was playing the off-site, and when he got involved in the action, he went massive. Close to earning dead silence and working bottom cafe. Or stick with him for now because, well, he is dominant so far in this game, too. Now to bust on through behind the smoke. Almost maybe another first blood, but Arsony Simtex actually going to be Envoy's first death. That's got to be a tough one to swallow. Now Draza trying to protect the site. Work towards this Jeep, but it's going to be a wrap out from Huntsman in the 3 versus 4 they've left. But also OpTic giving up A. The first person that's going to be able to get back and get information should be Slasher.
Yeah, Slasher's just playing sandbags. Maybe he can get to top construction before they go. It looks like that's going to be the call. He's going to go all the way up. Can he make the play? He has dead silence as well. He's in a spot Formula. Try to drop. Just play his life right now. He knows they have a 4 versus 2. Bristini, he's got dead silence. Arsony, he's able to gun him with a nice headshot.
And I was going to
We've
say,
been seeing a lot of headshots.
I was going to say, I love that play from Slasher because you and I talk about like dead silence resets and how you feel like you have to make a play, you have to move. Like, he played the read. He played it patient. He held the door. He just got smoked.
Yeah.
Hollow, though. Gives the numbers to OpTic. It's going to be Arsony's now. 1 versus 3. Hollow's going to hop it. Can Arsony's get it done?
He's trying to wallbang him. Dropped.
Not able to do it. Hollow through with the defuse. They close out the 3v1 behind the defuse. Arcees can't get the pick. We'll be tied up 1-1. Is so far we've had what? Teams get 2 plants down, just can't defend the bomb site after that.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different. You had numbers. I mean, it was a 4 versus 2 for Chicago, right? I mean, it's a little bit different. Where OpTic had most of their guys up in their execute, but we'll see what OpTic goes to for this
Formal drop
push.
Before the plant? Oh, I guess he did. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be an 8 hit, but Hollow does find first blood. Formal's going to get traded, but you still have 2 more players here, and I don't know if OpTic are going to recognize this. Like, this is basically a stack from Chicago, and now they're going to wrap out of this. Just like we saw Chicago do. We'll see what Scump can do at the B site. Be the only one here. Can't finish the kill on Kenny. I think one of those bullets goes through the bomb, keeps him alive.
He just comes double sprinting out the door. Not the easiest pick, but yeah, I think the bomb site It definitely worked as a bit of cover. Now, Pristini and Envoy. Envoy yet to die to the enemy in this game. Will it happen here? Can they pull off a crazy clutch? Envoy going to get caught. TJ's got the position in ruins, and now back-to-back round wins for OpTic. They're able to get the retake on defense with numbers, and here they get the offensive victory as well.
Yeah, I mean, Hollow finds that first blood, but Chicago, they still had 2 to 3 construction side, and that's just a really good job by OpTic, and I think Kenny got the first trade on the formal to be ready for those trades, because I think after that first blood comes in, you're thinking maybe Chicago will rotate one back towards B, whatever it may be, but I don't think they expected 3 players to be there. Luckily, nobody else got taken down, and they could rotate out.
It's crazy to think that the last time these guys played was launch weekend.
Launch weekend,
That's nuts.
Yep.
That is absolutely nuts. Well, OpTic haven't gone very far in tournaments, so
No, they have not.
that is part of it. Formal looking for the angle. Now over to Slasher at Sandbags, just patrolling mid-map, trying to call for any kind of wrap out if he can get information. Nice shots from Graza. Takes down RC's. Another first blood for OpTic Gaming. Now, what do they do with the bomb? Are they going to opt to wrap this out? Still holding inside of ruins for now. Now it's TJ. Through to put some pressure in. Kenny takes down Envoy. Huntsmen falling one by one. Kenny, another headshot for him. Scump might be victim as well. And the movement was a little bit off, but it still worked out. Kenny gets another, and the final Huntsman player drops. 3 straight rounds for OpTic, and Kenny making sensational plays around the site.
Well, it starts with that first blood from Draza, and that's what I was talking about. I don't know. It just feels like their situational awareness and search and destroy from him and Hollow have been on point. Honestly, like, feels like I mean, I'm sure they played a lot in challengers. They learned a lot. They probably brought something new to the OpTic Gaming side.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Just picking up the tempo for the squad a bit. Now, Envoy is trying to listen for information. As he hears doors opening and closing right next to him in Cafe.
A horror movie.
Yeah, right? Well, Slasher just backed up from that position. And you can see as we hop out to the Skycam, Envoy and Kenny both working top Cafe, and you've got TJ looking for an opening underneath, as Envoy is literally just listening to doors open and close.
Yeah, he's able to call out Pristini, able to find that first blood onto Kenny. Kenny just been so active on the map, and Slasher trying to go for a nice little peek.
And he just gets wall banged.
Gonna take him down.
Just gets wall banged for Stevie. Nice shots, big read. 4v2 now for OpTic, 30 seconds to work with. 4v2 for Huntsman, sorry. As OpTic have to try and get this bomb planted, it's all going to fall to Draza. He's got bomb in hand, but in a very difficult situation, Huntsman able to stop the bleeding. They end that spree from OpTic and get a much-needed round.
Pristini with 3, just hanging out on the ladder with the pistol. Able to find that final kill, but he shuts down the push completely. Able to take down Kenny and Slasher right after, who's going for the trade.
See if they can go back-to-back. Envoy has started out 4-0, now at 5-3. Hasn't been able to dominate these last couple of rounds, but the teammates starting to pick it up. Can Pristini keep it going? Him and Hollow exchange a couple shots. Trying to look for the angle of the smoke, make it difficult. He's just going to dip right into the stairwell, and because of the smoke, he can get the cross, and Draza is not able to get the shots in. And it looks like they're trying to fly at mid-map. Pristini's already gotten through behind Dead Silence. Now, how does he opt to play this?
On which side are they go to? They basically split OpTic in half. You have a 2-3 split. Can OpTic Gaming hold this B side? Looks like you have Kenny, bottom Cafe, Draza, and Hollow. Gonna try to do what they can. Draza gonna be right behind this box in a very common spot. Kenny, though, finds Scump again in Cafe. Envoy was able to get on through towards the smoke. Does Hollow see him? He doesn't. But Quavo gets... Oh, it's his teammate. He's able to take down 2, but he also takes down his teammate probably through the smoke.
So 3 versus 3 now. TJ is still at the offside, so you've kind of got numbers here for Huntsmen. Kenny just barely able to stay alive. TJ gonna find Pristini. Poor Pristini, who got through mid-map, just never got to get involved in the action, and he's gonna get caught. Now bomb planted. Can they hold in the 2 versus 3? Almost got the read. Got the shots, but not enough to get the kill. He still has a stun to use. Worried about Rue inside. That's not going to connect. So many targets, so many angles. Can he get lucky with the timing? It's Envoy that might bail him out, but he's not able to win another one. Now all down to Formal in the 1 versus 2. Takes down one. Another one there, but it's Slasher that's able to get the kill, and Slasher will hop the defuse. His OpTic escape a wild round and take the 4-2 edge.
And that's those small skirmishes that OpTic Gaming were. Well, they lost a few yesterday versus Toronto. But much better execution. And I guess it's because you have all the veterans up. Slasher, Kenny, and TJ. They have the utility. They make it tough for Formal. Just don't allow him, right? To just get the 3-4 bullets that he needs to take one down. They're able to stay alive. They use the movement and trade effectively.
That didn't look fun at all. Once he realized there was one like lower door, top window steps, he's like, I don't know what to shoot at. OpTic looking to tie this up tied up 1-1 with 2 more round victories. Kenny has been massive in this search and destroy, but we're gonna go right over to Hollow. Just use Dead Silence to get into a very aggressive position. No aim assist there. I think it's the wooden board inside. He shoots the floor, he shoots the ceiling, and none are gonna connect with the player, but he is able, or OpTic's able to get the bomb planted. I thought Hollow was gonna get away, but Envoy's nade will hit, so the frag does come through. Arcitys drops in the top window as well, so 4 versus 4 now. Scump with the position. Slasher on the other side of the map, able to go big. Draza in sight does it as well. Can he find another? Envoy is just surrounded. Nothing he can do, and every kill goes the way of OpTic. They've got the angles on lock. 5-2 now in the search and destroy.
And Envoy is one of the few players that we see every now and then throw those frag grenades, and it looks like he has got a couple of nade spots as Hollow just gets blown to bits as that finds the kill. But Kenny got his way inside of that B building, was able to take one down, and yeah, I mean, what's the difference? They go back to that round 1 execute, but what's the difference is Slasher doesn't die on the flank, right? He doesn't try to lay flank. He stays close with his team top ladder. They know where the bomb's planted for.
That's a good point.
A nice round from OpTic Gaming.
Good point, Joe. I love your good points.
I appreciate that, Clint. Thank you.
You're filled with them, buddy.
I try to be.
Well, now Huntsmen will have to rip off 4 in a row if they're going to take the 2-0 edge. It starts here. Pristini with the first blood. Good early round situation for Huntsmen. Arcitys, his brother, follows it up. They take down 2, and they're going to go take the site. All 3 players from OpTic on the other side, and they still have to go through Scump before they can even transition across. They have got to deal with him. They're able to do that, but it gives time for Formal to get the angle. Pristini then finds another kill.
Yeah, Kenny's just trying to regain health. I think the nade just lands right under his feet, and it's just what can you do at that point? And that's just a tough round for OpTic members who are playing at B. We know how tough it is to retake that site when we don't have man advantage or equal numbers. I mean, Slasher and TJ, they at least have to try to find one. I think TJ tried to get a little bit creative outside that middle cafe door, and he gets caught out middle alley.
Round by round we go. Huntsmen get the first one done. Now 3 more to get the victory. We've seen a couple different offensive hits from OpTic. What's the call going to be this time? Kenny really close to earning that dead silence. 8 and 6 so far on the map as well. Pristini pulls out the sniper, and TJ gets splattered. First blood again for Pristini. He's been excellent in that capacity over the last few rounds. Envoy hears him. And he
just switching it up.
Finds his corner.
Yeah, now just trying to switch it up. Maybe play a bit of an off angle. If those doors open up next to him, he can just pop on up. But I love that from Pristini. You haven't seen it at all throughout this game, and he's going to switch it up. And it's going to be an A hit from OpTic Gaming. Pristini can easily rotate. Smoke goes down. He's watching the cross. He hits another one. Nice shot on to Kenny.
Behind Pristini, they've still got the numbers. 4 versus 3 as he looks to get top. He's going to pop dead silence, but now here comes the push from OpTic Gaming.
They're all here. They're all here, though. Chicago's all rotated.
Nice shots for Pristini. He's got all 3 in the round. Hell, give him a 4th. He's able to do it again with the...
The trigger.
Had a Guardian Angel there as Pristini doesn't pull the trigger. Through the sword. His Guardian Angel's dead. He's dead. Hollow going to be taken out as well. 3 first bloods for Pristini in a row. And the bomb is over towards A.
Yeah, what can Slasher do? He doesn't find a kill, and now he has to try to play his life. He doesn't know RC's is already behind him, and again, Slasher gets caught at the A site. One player trying to go all the way up top. TJ, they're ready for him. Things are falling apart here for OpTic.
It's unraveling round by round. Is Huntsmen go clutch again and again and again? Now can they close out the 4v2? Still have to work the bomb plant. Well, now it's all on Kenny. Kenny now. 1v4. Just tucked outside the doorway, looking to say knock, knock, and surprise. But can he get the kill and get away with his life? No, he cannot.
No, he can't. Oh, man, it's just, yeah, you know you got to open up those metal doors. Doesn't matter if you peek through it. They're going to hear it. They're ready for it. But again, when you're going towards that ace, that ace site, there's usually one player there trying to watch the bridge cross, trying to do what he can, and that time it was Slasher. Not able to catch him.
They had to pull off 4 in a row. They've done 3 of them. It's round 11 time in map 2. 10 for Envoy, 10 for Pristini, but it is an all Pristini as of late. All the first bloods, all the snipes. But we're starting things off with Drazi. Tries to get through over to Scup. Another first blood for Huntsman, but here come OpTic. They're soaring
TJ
in.
got both.
I don't know how TJ gets a second kill, but he's able to pull it off, and now things fall apart for Huntsman. His Slasher gets in the mix as well. It's all to Formal. It's all to Envoy. But this rally may have come to an end behind TJ. 3 kills in the round, and the ice is alive and well. Does Envoy got the ice?
Go for it.
Oh my God.
Just go for it. He gets 4. TJ gets 4 that round.
TJ with the ice clutches up in round 11, and OpTic Gaming survived the flurry of rounds from Huntsman to take it and tie it up 1-1. But what a crazy search it was. I've got no idea how TJ got the second kill.
I don't know. I mean, it was beautifully done. There's not a smoke on the site. There is nothing. They just fly. They fly out of the cubby. And well, there's a trade instantly. I think Draza goes first. It's TJ that follows them up. And RC's plays it well. Chicago plays it well. Usually you don't have 2 on the site. This time, though, they had 2. RC's in the position. But, yeah, TJ put that one away.
Yeah, dude, Scump, when he slid out to challenge, he was like, wow, they're all here. Like, he just slides out and, like, the whole team is there. But TJ's the one that makes the play in the end. All the efforts from Envoy and the clutch moments from Pristini, simply not enough to get the 2-0 edge. It all is down to the round 11. Let's take another look at it. This will be your U.S. Army tactical play as we take another peek at that crucial and final round.
There's not a smoke down. There's nothing. They just fly. They really just go through. Scum takes 1, TJ, and then you double it up with RC's, but that gets taken down. And then watch TJ. TJ just goes all the way down the alley past Kenny.
I'm guessing...
And that finds Formal.
I'm guessing RC's just got caught sprinting, trying to help Scump.
Probably.
Is what I'm thinking probably happened. He's got caught sprinting. But yeah, when you just looked at the minimap, because we didn't see it from his POV, it would look like a trade should be there. But I'm guessing he just got caught sprinting.
It is... I mean, that is just a great call. Not a smoke. What is their typical... What B execute that side was a couple of smokes through bottom cafe, and they go for it, and they don't throw anything. They just go as fast as they can. That was fun to watch.
That was unexpected, but it worked out, and
Yes.
TJ gets it done. What did he end up? He was 9-6, but yeah, 4 in that round. Just unbelievable. It's just Titans across the board matching up. Well, outside, it's tough to call the new guys Titans, but we talk about TJ, Slasher, and Kenny. They've had their moments for sure for OpTic Gaming with the new look roster, trying to push Huntsmen the distance as they get that map 2 victory. As we'll check out the Huntsmen roster, who, made a change about midway through the season. Bristini leaves the Mutineers to team up with his brother Arcides once again. And they have become a force to be reckoned with, just trying to find that final form come champs time.
Yeah, after the roster change comes in, they win one home series. They had another chance a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, where New York was able to take them down, but Chicago trying to get back to another final.
Trying to do it, but they got to get through this series. A reminder, this is an elimination match. OpTic Gaming, Huntsmen, tied up 1-1. Dom up next. We're having a blast. We'll be right back.
That is sensational from OpTic.
Kenny lighting it up at range.
Absolutely ripping his way through those players. The kills just don't stop for Dashi.
OpTic Gaming have done it. And it's Slasher. And suddenly the sweep comes in from OpTic.
TJ, the shots, he's only gone and got it.
Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Stay connected to what matters most with the best value in wireless.
Welcome back to the Toronto Hope Series. We're having a blast, Joe. We wanted this series to be incredible, and now we're tied up 1-1. We have a 17-point Hardpoint. That was a nail biter. And think about the two games, because in game 1, OpTic had to pull off a ridiculous comeback and fell a bit short. In game 2, Huntsmen had to pull off a ridiculous comeback, came a little bit short. It's like the story of comebacks just not quite coming to fruition, but our game 3 is about to begin. I hope we have more crazy chaos and just fun, Joe, because I love Call of Duty. I love you. I love every fan, and I'm excited for the rest of this best of 5.
Me too. Who knows? We're going to be sticking on Hackney Yard for a little bit as we have Domination coming up. Then we have Hardpoint Hackney following that. For Chicago, 9-8 on this Domination. For OpTic Gaming, 6-6. So both very, very much around that 50% win ratio.
I don't know what he's looking at.
Ooh.
The one character just looking backwards, just checking out the outside of the map. Just look funny. Game 3, all tied up at 1-1. Here we go. Strong side early for OpTic Gaming. And we'll see how many points they can put up behind it. But through the smoke, TJ will go, the hero of round 11. And we'll start off with his POV.
Well, not able to get on it and cap it too long. Pristini as well going to just control middle of the map. He finds 3 kills. Does he stop B from being secured? TJ, he's going to get it done. Slasher's going to follow things up, but that's going to be 2 dead inside the B zone. Going to have to give me get back into it. Looks like Hollow and Quavo going to stop this push for Chicago.
Huntsman battling to get into another semifinal and trying to rebound for just coming up a little bit short in that game 2. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listening with Huntsman.
Yo, got me mid-map, guys. Good job. Hollow's top of C. Hollow's top of C. One more Kenny. One more Kenny. Hurt AC. I'm flooding yellow Seth.
I'm holding bottom mid for you.
One fork. Yo, he's
Two left. There's 2 left right now.
He's still top of C, guys.
Okay, I'm looking left.
You guys can get top long.
One third door, one shot, one third.
One green. One shot absolute right there.
Alright, so I'm going to middle. One third door went in. One third door went in.
He's long.
Shut the door.
We're hitting through.
Nothing ticket right now.
I'm reloading.
I'm popping in. Right? There
could be one here, right?
Yeah, could be one here. Yeah, one could be there.
I'm watching the roof. Nothing roof.
Green.
Obviously on me.
I have the middle. I'm gonna back to see.
One shot. Pocket TJ. Pocket T.
One shot, guys. Pocket dead.
Scav. He jumped off Scav. We're spawning pit now.
I spawn green. Come back to you. Hang on. I'll see dead. One shot. Spawning green, guys.
I spawn green.
I spawn green. I'm going top green.
I'm in shack right now.
They might spawn A.
Weak A. He shot me A. Kenny's A. They can go top of C. Alright, everyone get together. Yo, Seth and B.
Yeah, I'm in B. Yeah, work B.
One's top of C.
Yeah, one was top green. He might pick the door. Wait, he might go C. He might actually go C.
They got me and B. They just checked the corner.
No, Ian. Chelsea, top of C. Top of C, sweet.
Top of C.
I smoked the hop. Oh, one's up. Beat on Heady.
Beat on
Heady.
Nice one.
I'm on middle. He's top. I'm on middle. In shack, I think.
Shack.
So far, so good for OpTic. Up 25. They've locked it down from the strong side. What a Huntsman got to do.
They lost it. And I thought Chicago had A. I mean, they had A. I didn't like the play call from Pristini. He overextended to try to get the player off of C. I think if he stays A there, they hold A, because OpTic Gaming were focused on A. They had one player on C, but they were just going to go for it. I think if Pristini is probably near that A flag, they're probably able to at least lock it down. I mean, maybe it still goes the way of OpTic Gaming, but I'm surprised he decided to overextend in that situation. But basically what happens from that point, OpTic Gaming, they get B back, then they push on through, able to find A. So they have another 2-cap though, and it's A and C, something we don't see too often.
Well, this is a good chance for Huntsman to get the flip, but Draz has got his work cut out for him. Can he hold on by his lonesome? Will anyone wrap back in time to help him out? Just playing his life until Kenny gets there. They're able to get the neutral. There's a big gunfight on the other side at C, as that's going to be a one-on-one between TJ and Scump. TJ's able to win that on the other side.
There's just battles everywhere.
Draz is going to drop it A. It's still 2-cap control for OpTic, but yeah, fights all over the map, and it's a point lead right now for OpTic Gaming.
And you just hold CD right now. I mean, just lock it in. Get that up to 50. Put the pressure on Chicago, and I think they're going to go for it. A couple of players, though, spawn behind Slasher. They're going to have to recognize this situation. It looks like they're going for the throat. They're going for a 3-cap to try to end this half. Is TJ's going to try to neutral A. Close to getting that neutral. It's going to be 3 down now. Can Hollow inside of B. He hears all the footsteps. It is a stampede inside of B. Able to find one. Now just trying to play his life. Finesse. We know how important it is inside these barrels. He does get taken down, but did he buy enough time? It looks like it.
A blowout half from OpTic Gaming. Just dominant from start to finish, and in those crazy moments, the wild ones we've seen so much here, they're able to manage the chaos and come out on top. But what was it? Was it FaZe that came back from down like 50 the one time? What was it was like a 60-point swing, but they were down 40, 45. I can't remember what it was exactly.
I think it was like 40. But this is pretty big. 47. That's a big one.
This would be probably
I don't know.
The biggest comeback
they
we've seen here.
dude, they had it. They had A. Yeah, I mean, at that point, like, just, okay, so typically what happens when you're pushing through towards A, usually you're going to spawn the enemy team front yellow. And basically what's going to happen at that point, they're going to have a 2-cap at CB. But you take that. You want A. You can retake B from that side. And they don't hang on to it.
You think Huntsmen just trying to focus on too many fronts and not able to do it?
Establish yourself. Really try to just establish yourself at that A point.
Well, we did a listen in with Huntsmen throughout the first half. Did not go well for them on the scoreboard. It's OpTic completely in control. Let's hear their comms. Go to Astro Gaming, listen in with OpTic Gaming.
Nice.
I'm looking at
middle's open. Middle green. They're gonna be green. Get trophy on B. I got COER. I'm picking up on you. Mid A, let's go, guys.
The long
They're one shot. No.
MP1.
They're on you. Get off. What's up, green? I don't know. One shot. 2 on B. Low push. He's gonna go for PD or something. Work the break.
On top element. Top outside.
Yeah, it's formal. He was low push.
Alright, top
I'm trying to help you top up. Nice. I smoked this out.
Nade top O.
Middle.
Yeah, middle.
Nade top O. Nade top O. Hey, I'll take top O.
Good.
Still middle side. Middle.
Still there.
Middle's gone.
Middle. We got middle.
Okay, I spawned green. Stay low.
Still middle, guys.
He's still
one green. Low
Long wall heady formal.
I'm great. I'm touched. One got P3.
Top O dead.
I'm top yellow.
I'm mid.
I smoked out bottom. Yeah, I smoked out bottom.
I need top AC. I need top AC.
They get away.
One shot the door. One shot the P1. Alright, calm down.
Middle. The other one on B.
Okay.
Bottom. Scumpy's bottom.
Bottom.
Make crates.
Watch out, what did we say before this map started? It's been a tale of crazy comebacks. It looks like we have another one in the cards. Huntsmen trying to get it done. Once down, 50? Now it brought it back to a 30-point deficit. They have had A, B on lock from the get-go.
It's 31 points with 3 minutes. That if they hold this, they would win. You just gotta imagine OpTic Gaming are gonna get a chance at a break. But look at this. RC's is going for the overextend. He's gonna go for the neutral. What do OpTic decide to do off of this? This is when they have to execute kills inside of B. Hollow, Kenny, they're gonna find 2. RC's is gonna get off of it. Maybe try to flank back through on the other end of the map. But they're just trying to fly in. Envoy's gonna hold on. The neutral is there. They found all the kills. Slasher gets taken down. That is 5 dead.
Oh my God, they're doing it. They're bringing it back. The neutral, massive for what? Probably 3-4 ticks as they're able to reduce this lead now down to 20. They can win this game with one of the more absurd Dom comebacks we've seen the entire year. TJ, though, wants none of it. He's able to get a couple of entries towards that B site, but you still have Formal in position to lock it down. The reinforcements now going to be here. Formal gets some information on the cross, and he's going to back up and reposition to watch a mid-map flank. It's not there, but T2P able to get it done as Scump does find one. Scump finds the second. Formal will drop. The numbers now here for OpTic Gaming. They're going to push through. This is going to be flipped. Yep. This is going to be the moment that might define and kill this crazy comeback from Huntsmen.
Yeah, and I like that play. There was Hollow, got off a B, watched the cross, helped his teammates out. It is go time if you were Chicago, and OpTic Gaming just have to try to lock this down. At least keep B neutraled. Looks like they're going to really play defensively around the A side. I don't really blame them. Scump, though, going to win an opening duel on the Kenny. One team kill might open things up, but it is Hollow again. He's just been solid for them. I know a lot has been around Draza, but they've needed a solid second AR, and they have found it in Hollow.
Down 19, a minute to go. You need a miracle at this point in time, and well, there's going to be 4 kills in a row for Huntsmen. Yep. Can they fly and get it done? Can they get the 2 in the neutral or the 3 cap to make this comeback happen? There's going to be 2. Kenny goes big, though, and Hollow, as you said, massive again to shut down the push through to A. On the other side of the map, neutraling will be Slasher. He's going to hop right onto C. Formal's able to pick that up, but 3 are going to be down now for Huntsmen. TJ right back to the point. The lead simply too big with the time remaining, and you can see top middle. The caps lighten up for OpTic Gaming, but another situation where a crazy comeback almost happens, but the flip through and push and the play by Hollow, enough to silence it. Just like
just too big of a lead.
Just like TJ was able to do in round 11.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a TJ 2-piece, but it's just too big of a lead. You know at some point. I mean, we haven't seen a 2-cap for 4. I mean, I guess we've seen it rarely. Like, it's possible. We've seen it rarely, but you know teams have gotten to the point, you know, where they can lock these in, or they can break those setups behind a couple of smoke timings, whatever it is. But OpTic Gaming, they stay patient. They waited for their opening. It comes behind TJ, and I just like that they were decisive. They knew what they were trying to do. They pushed up half walls. They got into B. They're able to flip through A, and now they are 1 map away from taking down Chicago.
Well, not only that, Joe, they're 1 map away from getting into the top 8, and that is the big thing here. Legion fans probably watching desperately. Legion players hoping they fall short.
Toronto too. Toronto's chasing this too, baby.
That's true. They just have a little bit more difficult of a run, right? They have to. Yeah. Well, how's it work for Ultra? Because they have to get to a final, but then they be tied with Legion, and I don't know if they have the head-to-head. Do they have to, I can't remember. Do they have to win the final or get to the final?
I'm not sure.
I have to look at that one.
They have to get to the final.
Because I know OpTic have the tiebreaker over Paris, so they just have to win here. But I can't remember the exact scenario for Ultra. But there's a look at the stats and how everything broke down. Impressive performance there from OpTic, but yeah, really it's just that first half. One of the bigger leads we've seen really the entire year for the CDL with respect to Hackney Yard domination. They put Huntsmen the body bag early, and they're able to put the foot on the throat at the tail end of that with the flip, but it has been a crazy series, because even that one, like, even though that looked like an insurmountable lead and impossible to do, Huntsmen somehow make it competitive until what, about 2 minutes left.
Well, yeah, I just think you're frustrated because you look at the first half and you did the hard part. I mean, they got the A flip. You just can't allow it to go back into OpTic hands 40 seconds later and then go back into that AB hold. That was really the issue there. I think they're probably going to go back, watch that VOD and be a little bit frustrated because it's difficult to do. And they got themselves into a solid position to cut the OpTic lead down. Heck, maybe go into that first half with around a tie game, but instead it turns into a 40-point lead for OpTic.
Now to another hard point we go. What was your prediction? I think I was 3-2 Chicago.
I was 3-1. So I lose.
All right, well, mine's still possible, but we'll see if they can get it done. I believe we're going to be going to OpTic's map pick. Or sorry, yes, OpTic's map pick, because we were talking about the fact that Azhir Cave was 7-1 for OpTic Gaming. We're going to be going to Hackney Yard now. Well, actually, now I'm not sure. I'm trying to look through the ban vetoes because this is 2-7 for OpTic and 7-4 for Hackney. So I'm trying to see how did it actually go down through it.
Yeah, Team A picked Caves. Yep.
Okay. I mean, that's what I thought originally, but then when I saw the 2-7 on Hackney, I wasn't entirely sure.
Well, it's again, I think it's one of those things where you have a new roster there, so they've been scrimming. They know what's been solid for them, right?
We stay on Hackney now for the hard point. If it's OpTic's pick, it should be Chicago starting on the strong side. We'll see what they can do with those tire shop spawns as the countdown begins to get us into the map. And I don't know, man. I just think this has to go 5. It's OpTic. It's Huntsmen. Give us a crazy game 5, but Huntsmen have to do it here to get us to that point. And yeah, it will be Huntsmen on the strong side. OpTic, the pressure on them to try and do some damage early, especially on this opening hardpoint, as Hollow just catches some beams at the beginning.
Well, you remember what we saw last night with OpTic in Toronto. Some nerves coming in. Tire shop was broken multiple times. Envoy, though, he's locking it down early on, but Kenny is able to swing in the door, and Kenny is able to hit 2. I don't know how he was able to pull that off, but that's going to turn into OpTic control early on in this first hill.
Yep, they'll have the first point absolutely locked down, but now Huntsmen, how much this time can they disrupt, and can they make sure the focus is on Tire Shop? You don't want to give up 45, 50 points on this hardpoint. Bristini just trying to contest, and he shot everything but the 2 players. Not easy when it's in the smoke. Didn't look like he had a lot of help with Amos there either, as he was whirlwinding, but he does end up dropping. Now trying to push through for a moment was Draza, but he will fall. Inside the point for now is Scump trying to stand tall, but Hollow will get back inside. So if you hold this, you'll be what, right around the 35 point mark for OpTic. Yeah. It's not bad, but how clean can this now be from Huntsmen?
You would imagine pretty clean. We'll see though. First push is coming on through. RC's is going to take 1 down. Formals inside the hill, just getting all that time, and I think Envoy right there just stopped shooting on Kenny. Slasher's here. The pressure is still here. You hear the smokes go down. Maybe they can get across, but the spawn's just so close on Hackney Yard and Tire Shop. Slasher and Hollow trying to lock them in with those M4s. But this is more like it.
Yeah. Now you're staggered. Now Huntsmen have done the hard part. You got a lot of kills there for your OpTic, but not enough in succession to break the spawn. So Huntsman will go big here. Envoy 8 and 3. He's got 3 in a row. 5 straight kills in the kill feed for a moment for a Huntsman until Slasher answers back with a double. Now can OpTic lock them in as they try to rotate out? Typically, Huntsman, we like to see, they like to push through the first hard point, but I think due to multiple players spawning top, they try to go topside. TJ is ready and waiting there at the brick wall.
Formal just wall banged him. I think Hollow is probably confused the way he just got taken down top AC. Inside of that first hard point is Kenny as he gets taken down. So you have like a 2-1-2 right now from Chicago. So is that Draza trying to lock low L? Nobody in the hill. Kenny top yellow, almost able to take down Arcides. And Arcides going to throw this trophy. Think about the hill, but TJ's already there.
So OpTic able to rally back in, down 20. You saw that number 5 in the map watching the cross. That's Bristini that's trying to call out or maybe cut down any reinforcements to get to the point. Envoy tries to get in for a moment, but it's not going to last very long. It's another multi-kill there for Slasher. Hollow with a nice little bunny hop will put Formal down. But not a ton of time really earned here for either team. OpTic obviously will get the majority of it.
What's the big story, right? Just Tire Shop, and can you sort of deal with it? And I think after Tire Shop only being down 4 points for the rest of the rotation, I think you will take this if you're OpTic.
Absolutely. More often than not, it was like a 90-10 game early in this title. People have definitely gotten better at dealing with it as TJ gets 2. Now, what can Huntsman do inside of green? Envoy's POV now as he looks to lock it down. The contest is in. Draza will get dropped. Again, 5 in a row there for Huntsman to get the all clear, but the knock spawn does come in for OpTic Gaming. They're getting picked off a spawn, though. They're just trying to get to the action. They're not able to do it. It's a flurry of kills once again for Huntsman, just dominating it on the kill feed. OpTic Gaming have just been pushed back to spawn, killed off a spawn, and finding 0 success towards the objective until Draza is finally able to get them out of it, even if it's only for a second or 2.
Well, who have I been talking about, right? I mean, just it's the outslaying right now from the Chicago side. You need Kenny, you need TJ. They've been great throughout this series. Need them to step back up, heat up throughout this map for an opportunity now. You're inside of docks. Here comes the push, so Chicago with a straight line across the map. It's going to be Envoy and Pristini going to try to fly through the smoke while the rest of their team deals with the L side.
Well, Hollow and Hughes just getting 2 kills at L because that just delayed the ability for them to pinch. It delayed that side so much. But now it's going to come in. TJ can't quite finish it. He's going to back up for now. His teammates and Slasher and Kenny able to help as they look over him. Push from the other side, also shut down by Slasher. Lead now down to 15 as OpTic, a great job inside of Docs, and man, it was Hollow early to slow the L push, then Slasher when he looks over Kitty to bail him out, picks up the kill on the other side as Foremost collapsing. Excellent job there from OpTic, and they'll go out in front.
Yeah, but they're going to try. They know what they need to do. They're going to try and go. They're going to try and fly. They're 4 hitting the top side of the map. They want to try to get across those brick walls. Smoke going down. Inside of the next hill is going to be Envoy. He's going to be hanging out for a while. Draza, though, going to be pushing on up. We're going to have a 1v1 on that side of the map. Draza's able to take him down. Kenny's pushed up as well. But you saw what OpTic were trying to do, and they still have an opportunity to like sort of at least get some time. With 2 players all the way towards the back, 1 player left inside, and Draza is able to find a double.
Slasher also 5 in a row before he drops. But yeah, it's going to come down to another tire shop hold for Huntsmen. Out to 23 and 13 is Envoy as he's looking to come back off the kill cam. Hollow is pushed up towards Blue. I mean, this is diverting some attention, right? 2-3 players worrying about him. That's just time now that OpTic can pick up inside of the Hardpoint. They get 35 points the first time through. They're going to get even more than that in our second set of rotations. You're still playing it aggressively for Huntsmen, but thankfully for them, they're still spawning safe and deep.
But it's just, did they do enough again to sort of deal with the effects of tire shot?
Yeah, I mean, even if they get all this time, it's still, what, a 10-15 point game. Like, absolutely. You've negated that strong Hardpoint. Now, I mean, Huntsmen have also done a good job holding it, but got to give props where props are due.
TJ gets in, though. TJ and Draza, I think they're both here. They have an opportunity maybe to deal with this hill. TJ trying to stay alive. He needs some help. Draza, it's his turn. He's going to get found out, and Chicago deal with it.
It's like even once you get there, it's still so hard.
It's like, oh, they're close.
It's still so hard.
We get excited.
It's still so hard. But it's 3 in a row to slow the transition for Huntsmen towards mid-map. They're going to need another wave of kills here and make sure no one from Huntsman's able to sneak through the cracks. I think Envoy might be in a position to do just that. He wins a big gunfight. He's pushing it out. He will drop, though. His Slasher is able to pick mid-map up. Right into the point early will be Draza. You've got a presence in top green. You've got 2 players holding bottom towards L as well.
Yeah, a little different for OpTic. It was a little bit messier at the start of this, and now it's going to start getting messy. It's 3 kills going, and this is what Chicago loves to do. Push from bottom L side, but Scump's going to take down Envoy, who was really putting the pressure on the hill. Hollow and Kenny going to take 2 down. Nobody on the hill. It's going to slow down the push for Chicago, and I think this is the reason why they like to push from this side. You can see where that spawns OpTic Gaming. It's deep towards that top left parking lot. It doesn't give easy access to hill time.
Absolutely not. Even if you don't get a lot of time, which they're actually doing right now, you can make sure they don't get into the Hardpoint if they're OpTic, right? But what is it? 11-point advantage currently for Huntsmen. As they look to find more separation, they're not able to get into the point for long as Pristini will drop to Kenny as soon as he tries to get in. Now back to green we go. OpTic will have the early control. Dockside spawns for Huntsmen, but will that hold over the course of the next 50 seconds?
And this is the one Chicago dominated last time around. It was responded by a good Docks hold, but here comes the push for Chicago. You have Kenny on the hill now. Reinforcements a little bit behind. He's trying to just stay alive. Does a good job as Hollow was just locking down middle of the map. And you see where Chicago is spawning. Yeah, as it's going to allow them to get out a little bit, but the M4s looking over the push for Chicago, going to give them some pressure.
OpTic getting closer now. 212 on the board, up 20, but still Dockside to Huntsman. OpTic have done so good at this point. Just smokes, bullets, blood, everything just flying across the walls as Draza gets another one. He will drop Scope and Arcades. Draza stunned though, and still I thought was going to take the gunfight with everything he's been able to do. Now Kenny tries to get up top. Formal's not going to be ready for it.
Spawns
are here for OpTic. And is that going to be enough to close out the game? Spawning out is Huntsman. They are in trouble. They've got to get through second by second. OpTic closer to shutting down this game. Who's going to step up to the plate for Huntsman? Nobody able to get through yet. TJ goes huge. It's 2 again for TJ. But the next person in line, Scump, as he buys his time for the reinforcements to get here.
Post spawn still in front yellow for OpTic Gaming. Scum trying to get in, able to find one. He's got some help. He's able to find the second on the hollow. There's still one player here. It's Draza. Draza's been so good popping the smokes, playing around the smokes, but OpTic are going to give it up. They're going to give it up. They know they only need 9 more seconds. They're trying to lock them into this area. TJ's top L, trying to hold formal front yellow. Here comes the push from Chicago.
Here we go. 10 seconds remaining on this hard point. As you see OpTic set up for next. Huntsmen are going to have one crack at this rotation. Can they get it done? You see several kills in the kill feed for OpTic, but Arcity's trying to get the opener. Here they go, trying to get through. Envoy trying to make the play, but he's going to drop. TJ and Kenny go big inside the point, but now Scump is here. They've got to contest. There's 2 players in front, and OpTic Gaming closing out. It's Slashers OpTic.
They needed it.
That walk away with the W. And if there was one reason that I thought they could take this matchup against a superior team, it's exactly what you said. They needed it. There was desperation for OpTic to get into the top 8 to avoid that bottom 4 position in a loser's bracket started champs, and they step up to the plate. They get it done. They get the upset, and it is 4 insane maps. What a series it was.
That was a nail biter. I mean, even just from map 1, the comebacks were there. It was crazy. But OpTic, when they needed to go big, it just felt like they did. The first half of Domination, dealing with Tire Shop not only once but twice, doing a great job at smoke stacking. And that was probably one of the first Hackneys that I can remember where two dock sales in a row they controlled, and they did it pretty darn well.
And this is why I know I get flack all the time, but I know I've been high on OpTic at the beginning of the year. I thought they'd be really good. I was very wrong about that, but they get my hopes up from time to time because the talent's there, and when they play well like this, it looks like they have the capability to take anyone down. But I don't know, man. I'll tell you this, Joe. They are going to be a very, very scary 8 seed. They're not going to be
if they are. I mean, they are right now.
That's true.
There's still a chance they don't get in the top 8.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, Draza and Hollow have transformed this team. I don't care if you want to talk about their skills or talents. It could just be something as simple as what they're bringing in practice. But they've played Florida close twice now. They still have some small mistakes, but you start in the winner's bracket, and yeah, I think you said it. You give them another 3 weeks. Almost a month of practice, they could get to a very... we like their potential. I like what we've been seeing.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to see just for the competition within this league, and you still feel good about Huntsman's chances to maybe win it all and make a run, but they fall short here. Yep. OpTic go big. They had more pressure to deal with, but now let's take a look at the scuff play of the game. It's going to be OpTic going big inside of Office. I think this is where you said kind of Huntsman dominated the first time through. This time they're able to go big, and it's not just the hold around Office, it's also the flip they get into docks. I think it was Kenny that got in the window to take out Arcities and make the play, but
yeah, I wanted to see what it was. Was it just Kenny? Was it Kenny winning?
Well,
able to get
I need
through?
To see it again.
I'm watching number 9.
Hopefully we get to that point.
Yeah, because Draza is buying so much time. This is what I was focusing on. Yeah, but it's 3. 3 of them spawn up, and I guess they just win these next set of gunfights. I mean, you have 4 players
here. They die. So
if you're Chicago.
2 of them dropped. Did Kenny just leaked in?
Okay, he must have just got through.
Yeah, we kind of cut off right where it was going to be interesting to see how they got in. But that first wave, those 3 players that pushed, 2 of those guys got dropped almost instantly. So Huntsman, they held off the first push, but ultimately OpTic able to get in. And, well, a matchup that a couple of years ago would have been probably the highlight of the entire weekend with OpTic versus FaZe, some of the most memorable matchups in the history of Call of Duty esports. That's going to be going down in one of our semifinals. And yeah, I know, you're right. I got a little ahead of myself saying OpTic would be the 8 seed. Ultra still have the chance. They're going to have to beat Empire. And then I've got to look through the tiebreakers because somebody texted it to me while we were commentating, and it was just too long for me to try and read through and see exactly how it works out. So we'll try to get that ironed out so you know exactly what Ultra can do. But this is the results from a wild and wacky Saturday. It has been a blast. We've had some just really fun and entertaining matches this weekend. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as we have. I can't wait for CDL Sunday. Can't wait to get to the championship and hopefully keep doing this forever, year after year. Call of Duty Esports is a blast.
We just got told, too, so the 2 on OpTic, the only 2 on OpTic over a 1.0 are both Draza and Hollow. So both of those guys stepping up. But here is our look at the playoff picture And really, both of the teams that needed to made it to Sunday. OpTic Gaming coming in at number 8 now, Toronto number 10, but their chances are not done. We're going to have some crazy matchups tomorrow.
I didn't think that was how OpTic was going to get there. I'll be honest. I think on Hardpoints, we both picked them to come out of groups, but I did not think it'd be Ultra and OpTic coming out of groups for sure, but Ultra's playing so well.
We could have OpTic versus Toronto in a final and that for the 8th seed.
That would be, I mean, that'd be the perfect world. That would be the perfect world. Give me that. Give me an OpTic Ultra final. That decide who avoids the losers bracket, who gets that top 8 seed. That would be awesome. And there's a chance of it. I mean, Ultra has been playing so well. They've been like reborn. Same can be said for OpTic Gaming, but this is your updated CDL points presented by Game Fuel, and where we sit right now, as you can see, based on how things are going, the top 2 is going to be cemented, at least in the sense of Huntsmen no longer a chance, obviously, to get into that top 2. FaZe and Empire will be able to hold on to that, and now the conversation all around Ultra, all around OpTic, who can get it done, who can clutch up. Because look at what is around the corner. $4.6 million for these 12 teams to just beat the hell out of each other over the course of 2 weekends.
It's like 5 days and then another weekend. It's a while. Yeah. It's going to be postseason. It's going to be fun, man. It is going to be fun. But $1.5 million to our winner. That is $300,000 each, Clint, each.
I'd like $300,000.
Yeah.
Do you think
I'll take it?
We should just get a piece of that, Joe, you and I? Like 5%?
For what, Clint? Why do we deserve 5% of that, please?
Just being great, Joe.
Please tell me.
Just for being great.
I mean, I'll take it. If they want to slide it in, I'll take it. But
we're almost there. I mean, that's going to do it basically, for day 2. That's our final match of the night. But we have one more day. One final day of a home series event. And then the championship is around the corner. But it's Slasher's OpTic that's able to get it done. And we've got Slasher in an interview next with Lottie. I'm excited to hear what he has to say because we hyped this matchup at the beginning of the year. They got 3-0 smoked by Huntsmen. It's been a long time, but they get revenge here. They move on. We'll be right back after this break.